Ron G Morning Show, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WSAN Radio. All right. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And how y'all doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, boy. I'm still tired from Tuesday because I had to run a precinct and I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and didn't get home to 10 o'clock at night. So it was a long day.
Yes, indeed. That sounds like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was out there on Saturday. I was invited by Melissa to come out there. She said, "Ron, I think this is something you need to come out to because it's the best kept secret." I said, "We got secrets in San Antonio?" Well, after sitting there, yes, we do. Because some things were out there that I never knew about. I never knew even the building was even there. So what y'all did, y'all opened up my eyes that I'm gonna start going to the events like I used to do, and just so we get the word out there, the resources are there, and when I was telling everybody what was going on Saturday, oh, they got that there. I was, yeah, they do that too. I said yes. So I explaining to them everything that was going on, but I said I can't explain everything. But tune in Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. I'll have the experts on. So introduce yourselves.
So, my name is Madison Elliott. I'm a family community health agent here in Bexar County. My background's nutrition, love teaching it to the community and love getting resources out there. So,
Okay.
And I am Michael Ortiz. I'm also an FCH agent that works along the side with Madison. And my background is public health. So I like to just, cover any kind of health topics and just make sure the community has a good understanding of what health is, the resources we have for our public health sector. So anything with that, I'm all passionate about it and getting that word out and resources out to the community as well.
Okay, Madison, switch back over to you and let everybody know exactly what you do and let them know how can they be involved.
yeah. So, we do so many different things in the community. We'd be here all morning if we tried to list them. But one of my favorite programs we get to do is some of our nutrition education programs. So they're usually lesson series around a variety of nutrition related topics. Almost always we get to do a food demo with it, which is my favorite part because who doesn't like to try delicious food? And it is delicious. People think healthy food isn't always the tastiest, but we prove that wrong every single week. So we're going to start up some programs here at the farm. We also do community programs. So if you ever want us to come to your site, we can, and just bring those nutrition programs anywhere in Bexar County.
You know, you said something about the nutrition programs. A lot of people are brought up, and I must say it, on salt and pepper. That's it. That's it. Well, me myself personally, I can go in a restaurant and say you got too much salt in it. Sometimes I refuse to pay because it's too salty.
Yeah.
But what I did discover, if you use the right spices and herbs and all that, you don't need the salt in there because they take over, and that's what brings out that unique taste that I see. Am I in the right path?
Oh, absolutely. We have whole lessons devoted just to how to season your food so that it does still taste good, but we're not loading it up with just salt because there's a lot more out there than just salt and pepper.
And I think that's everybody go to.
It
It's the
is.
salt. And I said, what flavors that bring except you can't eat it. And people who have high blood pressure, they sure can't eat that.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just crazy. All right, sir. So you're part of it. What exactly do you do?
The same exact thing that Madison's doing. Just with the health background, I kind of gravitate towards a little bit more of our chronic disease prevention programs. I know Saturday I mentioned, hearing out with community partners, there was a need for some kind of fall risk, fall prevention um, among the senior population. So, like I said, I went to our program partner leaders to see if this is something that's in our realm of practice. They said, hey, if we're getting a good amount of concerns about this, we could definitely put something together. So we put our heads together and put something out for the programs out there. And now I'm implementing a fall prevention program. But I also do the nutrition programs as well too, just like Madison just described as well too.
Okay, so let me ask y'all, both y'all, this question. What makes this program different from typical cooking classes?
Yeah. So I think with typical cooking classes, it's not always healthy. And so you can find there's so many cooking classes out there that they saturate things with, like you said, salt, with butter, with everything. It's deep fried, it's carb heavy. It's not really going to benefit your health. So our classes, they're designed to not only taste good and teach those culinary skills, like how to prepare the dish, but also how it's going to benefit our body and our health long term.
And if I could add something to that too, I think what makes the programs unique as well too is when you talk about healthy recipes, the first thing I believe, and you could agree with this too, the statement, you always hear healthy eating is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right. And so what I think our programs are, especially with the one we're promoting, the Taste of Latin American, we talk about healthy recipes on a budget-friendly budget too. So again, that's one thing I like to get out in the community. Like it doesn't have to be expensive to eat healthy. We can make it healthy just with the basic things.
Oh, and I want to add to that as well. If you ever look at cooking classes in the community, a lot of times they charge $50 to $100 per person to go to a cooking class.
Hmm.
And our classes are free. So you're getting all of our nutrition background, our culinary education, at no cost. And we still provide food. So that's a
I
pretty
I
big
love
deal.
that four-letter word, free.
Yeah, right.
It's
That,
wonderful. I don't
that
think
that
there's
is my
many out
favorite
there.
word. Yeah. So let me ask you something. How does herbs and spices support wellness beyond just flavor?
So there's so many different antioxidants and nutrients that are found. People think of it as just a spice, but it's actually going to promote health because it does have so many antioxidants in there, vitamins, minerals, things that we promote on a daily basis. You can get those from herbs and spices, citrus, things like that.
Mm. You know, when you talk about when healthy eating first came out, especially frozen dinners that came out, I tried it, and I know I'm not gonna lie to you, it tastes like cardboard. You know, that's how I seen it, and maybe that's the wrong way of putting it, but that's how I see it. I mean, I'm sticking to my story. It tastes just like
Yeah.
cardboard back in the day, and it came a long ways. Me myself, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I go for the wheat, the whole wheat, the
Mhm.
when I want macaroni or spaghetti or something like that, I had to try a bunch of products till I found the right one.
Mhm.
Because some of them did taste like cardboard.
Yeah.
And you know, as I started looking at which one I need to bring, okay, I know this one right here. This it's just right. And then my wife saying, "Well, I'll be able to taste the difference." She hasn't yet because it depends on what. But you do gotta go out there. You gotta read the contents on the boxes. Some of the stuff that says healthy, when you start reading the ingredients on there, it's not too healthy. So let's go into that right there. When you do go out and shop, the labels are important. So what do you okay, let's use me as an example of diabetic. What should I steer away from?
So that can be totally complicated question.
Okay, it's a loaded question, but
Loaded question. So we never avoid any food, really. I mean, unless you're allergic to it, I say all foods can fit in a healthy diet overall. The key is balance. And so, what we're going to teach in our classes is a general nutrition for the public. It's not going to be something that you would go, if you need an individualized diet, we send you straight to your provider, or if possible, a registered dietitian, because they're the ones who should be giving personalized nutrition information. Our
Mhm.
goal is to give the education on how we develop those skills. So, like reading the nutrition facts label, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to eat, but I will tell you and teach you the skills of how to figure out what's in that food and what those things mean. Because a lot of times we don't understand, like when we look at the label, there's so many things on there, and we don't know how to comprehend and process all that
Mhm.
information that we're given. Even as somebody with a nutrition background, some of the times I have to look up what an ingredient is or something like that. So my job is to give the education. and then people can make their choices on what they do with that.
And
Okay.
and that's the beauty of marketing, right? You see a beautiful label of fruits and vegetables, and the common individual just like, oh, that looks healthy. Just like you stated, you look at stuff, it looks like it's healthy, it ends up tasting like cardboard. The importance of just understanding, like Madison said, just understanding the food nutrition label is a big importance, and I think it's very overseen. And marketing just gets us in that area of just like, oh, this looks like a good product. Let me buy it. And really, it might not be the best product for us to consume.
Or it'll say something on the label like lower sugar, but that doesn't mean it's low. It's just
Or
lower
there,
than the other one.
and then there's another ingredient that is sugar, but they don't say it's
Yeah,
Right.
sugar.
Right.
exactly. So they get creative with their marketing to advertise things as health food.
Yeah.
That will say like very marketed, and usually those are going to be more expensive as well. Whenever they do have that marketing as a health food. So our job is to teach how to look at that label to know if what the claim on the front is actually what's inside the product. So we teach how to figure that out and what the ingredients are, what they mean, and how much we should have per day. So like looking at the percent daily value. Um, Even if it is low in sugar, we don't need to have a whole box of it.
Yes.
So
So
teaching serving sizes and things like that's important too.
I'm glad you said that, serving sizes, because there's a misconception. They think the whole box is a serving size.
Yeah.
But if you look at the serving sizes that they really want you to have, I'll be honest with you. I said, that'd piss me off. I only have this much right here, and I like that. But if I go over that, I'm going over like that.
Mhm.
Where did that serving size come up? I'm probably don't, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Who sits down there and calculate the serving size? Because everybody is different.
Mhm.
You know, your body wise, your mass wise, your height, your weight, it's all different. So they got one serving size to fit all.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, it don't.
No, generally it doesn't. And the serving size can vary from product to product and which brand you're looking at. Certain brands, they'll make a package, the whole thing is a serving. And that's very intuitive for us because we think about like, yeah, if I'm just having a little bag of chips, it should just be one serving, not two
Mhm.
or three servings in there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cause that one bag of chips that you have, which I can't eat, but um, they have the audacity to put on there the servings like I'm over exaggerating, 3 chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
You know,
Well,
but
depends
you
on
got
the
this whole
brand.
small
yeah.
lunchtime, this lunch bag that's small, and I can only eat 3 chips.
Yeah.
You know, I guess to really look at it, you really have to educate yourself
Mhm.
on what's going on because you shouldn't rely on nobody telling you you're going to eat this. You need to educate yourself because you know your body,
Mhm.
and you should know what's right for you, what's wrong for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I could add one thing too on that serving size, with our programs, not only do we educate that too, but we also emphasize physical activity with that too, to kind of offset if you're going above your serving size, because some of us, like you said, if I look at a bag of chips and I see 12 chips as a serving size, there's no way in the world I'm just going to eat 12 chips. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm really good about it. And I don't know about you, Madison, out in the community. I always tell them I'm not perfect either. There's days where I'll have that whole bag of chips. But what I also tell the community too is I am make sure that I am hydrating because I'm probably getting a lot of salt in that bag of chips. I'm
Yes.
also going to go make sure that I have a good physical activity program to back up the indulging or the once in a while I indulge on that whole bag of chips. But again, none of us are perfect, and I like to stress that I'm not perfect either too. So I face my difficulties as well as I'm teaching too. So I like to just cover that out too in the public with in my
Yeah.
programs.
A lot of people think of like nutrition professionals as the food police or that we're gonna judge you if you eat a cookie or we're gonna be upset. And the reality is not at all. All foods fit in a healthy diet. It's just the balance. And that's what a lot of people struggle with is just balancing, making sure that, yeah, you can have a cookie, but make sure you're eating your fruits and veggies too. Like it's not that we can't have food or the things that we
Yes.
want. It's just making sure we're getting those good things in there too.
So if I came out to your class and everything is cooked up, and I say, "Oh, I like this," Will I be able to take home the recipe?
Well, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we do is we
I'm
provide
just
you with
checking
the
because
recipe.
because I don't want to go home and say they said it was a secret and they're keeping it a secret.
No, no secret recipes here. So
Oh,
we will share everything and make sure that you find one that you like and that you can take home and that you know how to prepare it. And so that's
okay.
another key thing is that we're not just going to send you home with a recipe that you don't know how to make or that you have questions about. We're going to
Mhm.
walk through, demonstrate the entire thing, let you try it, see that you like it, send you home
Yeah.
with the recipe, and answer
Oh,
any questions you
I
have.
try a little bit of anything. In my brain right now is my grandma's recipes. She never wrote anything down. There's a pinch of this, a pinch of that. The most important thing is love. Because you say you could tell a person that cook without love because the food tastes like crap, you know. But, and I got the recipe in my head and I do the same thing to this day. A pinch here, a pinch there. And that's what I do. But with the recipes in front of you now, if I come over there and I like what you're doing, I'm going to ask for the whole book. So let's swing to outside. The reason why I want to do that, when I walked up there, I was astonished on all the things you had growing in the garden there.
Yeah.
And I want to start my own garden because there's nothing no better going out picking your fresh herbs and all that stuff, going out there picking that because that it's better than having a dry product, but you got it fresh right there. So tell us a little bit about that garden and how to get started and what type of veggies or do you plant there?
So we just moved into this facility in January. So everything you saw has only been planted since then.
Wow.
So it's only going to get better as we go. We actually have an agent here at the office. We've got several agents actually who do gardening programs, and they will teach you how to garden and the things that grow well here in San Antonio. Me and Michael are both enthusiast of gardening, but that's not our background. We do it
Mm,
more so as fun, and I love it. It's wonderful to go out in the backyard and pick your own foods, and then get to cook with it. And it's also saves a lot of money too, because I haven't had to buy food in a while.
yeah.
Very rewarding to see that little plant from, 3 inches now, beautiful, big plant. I could go harvest whatever the case is on the plant. And then it's organic because I'm not putting any chemicals in it in my backyard.
Sometimes you might have to brush a caterpillar off of
Well,
it,
yeah.
but
I seen people use a little Dawn soap in a water bottle if they have the
Mhm.
little bugs on there and they spray it, and I said, what does that do? Well, they get caught in that bubble and that's it for them. But you're
yeah.
right. It's organic because you grew it. You don't have to worry about anything from the grocery store or anything. You
And it
grew
just
this.
tastes better. Like it
Oh,
tastes
oh
so much
yeah.
better.
You know what I told somebody one time? I grew this years ago. I grew some fresh pinto beans. I said, what?
Mhm.
I said, if you grow some fresh pinto beans and take them off there and cook it the way they are, it is completely different taste. It's not like the dry beans in the store. You got to soak it overnight. But these are fresh and soft. It doesn't take that long to cook. And so and that's what I'm gonna plant this year. That's one thing I'm gonna plant this year. So let
Yep.
me see here. What do people need to bring to class when they first come there, their first time around?
An open mind and the ability to try new foods and ask questions. I always say, bring all your questions, and that's really about it.
Maybe just a pen and a notebook to take notes. But yeah, just like Madison said, just come in open-minded and absorb like a sponge because there's a lot of information, good information, and it's great for the community.
Yeah, and if you forget your pen and notebook, we'll provide you with one of those too. So
Oh,
don't,
wow. You
like,
can't
really,
ask
we
no
have
better than that.
everything. Yeah,
Supply everything for you and
not
everything.
at all.
I passed over this question right here. I'm going to come back to it. How does this series connect to chronic disease prevention, such as blood pressure, diabetes, and heart healthy?
Yeah, absolutely. So, with all of the chronic diseases you just mentioned, they are related to your diet and your activity level. So, when we talk about these foods, we're talking about when we have a healthy diet, that's one of the best ways we can prevent chronic diseases that are nutrition related, like hypertension, heart disease, obesity, all kinds of different things. So by having the healthy diet, teaching you how to have a healthy diet over the lifetime, as well as including that physical activity, that's the best chronic disease prevention there is.
And then if I could add in there too, we got three curriculums that cover that. It's put on by Old Ways. And so it really talks about getting to our old traditional ways of home cooked meals. And that just reinforces what Madison just said, just to prevent all that too. Because if you think about our American diet, it's pretty sad. You know, we're so busy, we're on the go. There's so many fast food restaurants on almost every corner of major intersections. So easy just to go pick up, hit up a McDonald's or one of those fast food
Yeah.
restaurants, get a dollar, or they're probably not dollar any menus anymore, but you're getting a very cheap, very lack of nutrient meal, right? And it's convenient because you just grab and go. Same thing at HEB. You got those ready meals too. They might have a lot of
Hmm.
salt in them because they're just ready to go. Or
Yes.
meals, right? And so I really like our three curriculums that we got on those old ways because it talks about just getting back and cooking. So that way we have really nutrient dense food.
You know, and I love cooking, and I find myself coming up on a McDonald's and I'm hungry, or Burger King. I just close my eyes and keep on going because I know I could go home and I cook something there. Especially if I take some meat out that's already seasoned
Mhm.
overnight and throw it on the grill or stuff like that. And then I find out when I do that, I cook enough for a couple of days.
Yes.
You know, so I always have. Here's an old wise tale that people say: the food that you eat that you put in the refrigerator to eat the next day is more seasoned than the next day because all the seasoning is down in there. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and if you think about it, it's actually saving you time if you cook your meals in advance and you prep them for the week rather than having to go, even if McDonald's is on your way, just to stop, go through the drive-through 5, 10 minutes every day when you could just pull it out of the fridge and stick it in your lunch bag, take it straight to work. You're actually saving time by cooking food at home and you're saving a lot of money. And people don't always think about that. They, like
Hmm.
we mentioned earlier, people think that it's more expensive to make healthy food, but not if you make it at home. So
That's right. And don't go in the break room and heat your food up and everybody smell it. Man, what is that you got? You didn't bring me none? No. I got two more questions for you. How do you measure success for this program, and what impact are you hoping to see?
so for a lot of our programs, we will have surveys that participants can fill out. They're always optional, but we like to see people do them because it does help us measure success and see what we're doing well. See if there's any behavior changes. So if you started our program and you were having 3 or 4 sodas a day, and by week number 6, you're having maybe just one a day or none a day, that would be a huge success in our eyes. So it's not always about like major changes in your lifestyle, just little things that improve our health is what we're looking to see.
Okay. Um, since you said that, what when people do find you and they get there, are they hooked? They didn't know that the program was there? Because, like somebody said, we're the best kept secret. We don't want to be a secret. But
We
when,
don't.
but when it comes out, do you see people come return? They repeat and come back again and again.
We have so many of our different community partners who want us to do every single program we have available. So we will be there for weeks and finish a series, and then they'll call us again and be like, okay, what's the next series you guys can bring out to our center or to our group? Because they love it. And it's so much fun. We get to build relationships with those who are there, get to see progress. They get to know us, we get to know them. It's really rewarding.
And just to hear the success stories as well too amongst our
Mhm.
partners and their members of that facility or center. It's always amazing to hear the work that we're doing. It really touches and changes lives of the people that are participating in our programs.
Yeah, when Madison just said that is the part right there. What you bring into success is right there. They want you to keep on coming and coming because you touch something. And the four-letter word, free.
Yes.
And I love that because y'all gonna start seeing me there. I'm gonna come up to some of them lessons and everything. I'm gonna be right up in there
Yeah,
because
we'll welcome you.
yeah, I always tell everybody don't just talk about it, be about it.
For
And,
sure.
and I'm the type of person because I couldn't wait to spread this news on my Monday morning show. I was talking to somebody. Matter of fact, I had this one lady who's a fitness coach, and I was telling her about that. Ron, why didn't you tell me? I said, I just did. I just found out. But when you find out, don't wait till the show. Call me. I said, okay. Because she was excited when I was telling her what y'all had to offer over there. She said, oh, this was her question. She stays in Cibolo. She said, will they help Cibolo out too? I said, they probably help anybody out. I don't know, but I'll ask. So
Yeah.
I'm asking.
So anything within Bear County lines,
Okay.
you can go to community partner sites. We can go to community centers, senior centers, schools, anything like that. But anybody from the community who even outskirt communities, if they want to come to our center, they're more than welcome to for any of our programs we have here at Greenies.
Okay, Greenies. I like that name right there. When I hear that, I think about Green, Texas down there when you say
Yeah.
Greenies. All right, last question. How can listeners get involved or share this opportunity with their families and neighbors?
Yeah. So reach out to us if you want us to come to your community sites. Like I said, community centers, senior centers, churches, schools, anything like that. If you have an interest in a program, just let us know. We'll come to you. Or just get involved with the programs we're having here at the farm. Our goal is to have something going on pretty much every day here at the farm. We're going to put our calendar on Facebook. I believe it's already there. We also have our Wellness Wednesday event starting March 25th, where we're going to be doing a nutrition series here at Greenies in our conference room.
Open to the public, so spread the word. We're welcoming everyone to come in, and we're going to cover that old ways curriculum like I was just talking about earlier. So you'll get the education and the food demo.
Yeah.
So
And so the first one we're going to start with is a taste of Latin American heritage. And
I
so
see that on here.
yeah, that is a great curriculum. It's got some really cool recipes, things that people may not have ever tried before. So it's a good way to just come try some new
Is
food.
that on a Wednesday?
It is Wellness Wednesdays,
Wellness Wednesdays starts at 10 a.m.
10 to noon.
Okay, if I'm
So we'll,
free, I'm definitely coming because I want to come to this one on the 25th.
yeah.
I want to come to this
So
one
that
right
will
here.
be a series. So we'll be doing
Yeah.
it through April 29th. The only Wednesday we won't be doing it is April 8th. That's just because we have a resource fair. So even still come out. It
Okay.
just won't be Wellness Wednesday. It'll be a resource fair instead.
Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.